Oh, hi. The reason why I think I took over 15 years, yes, believe it or not, 15 years to get my driver's license, or why I kept having to have a learner's license for 15 years is because, for one, it expires every 6 months. So if you don't use that provisional driver's license, aka learner's driver's license, in 6 months' time, it is pretty much gonna be null and void. You can't use it. So that is one of the reasons why I had learner's license for over 15 years. Another reason it took so long for me to get my driver's license is because I did a pay for it myself. Because I was paying for it myself, simple put. And when you have to be paying for something yourself as a young person who has just started making money, that it may not be that consistent, it may not be that much. So you have to spend wisely pretty much, or you have to prioritize. And some things have to get left behind, or some things have to wait a bit longer. All right, so the next reason that I think it took so long for me to actually get my driver's license was simply because I don't know what do you want to call it, my mind, my body, my soul, my bone, my blood just pretty much never felt ready at all to get it done. I never felt the need to 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 rush the process, if you want to call it that. No matter how there were people who would encourage me and say, hey, don't worry about nothing, go out there and get your license, or people who would try to encourage me on ways to overcome the fear. Like, for example, the only way you're gonna get over it is to go through it, which is pretty much you're just gonna have to drive. You're just gonna have to start driving and keep driving until you get over it. But guess what? Oh, and yeah, the other thing is people would say that I have access to cars where I live. I have access to vehicles that I can borrow and use. But the people them don't trust me with them car. The people them don't trust me with them vehicle. I mean, certain people, even your mother says something like, how much insurance and how much your parts and how much this, like, it was like they were scared of trusting me with their asset, if you want to call it that. And I would get help from my father has tried to help me learn to drive. My brother has tried to help me learn to drive. Yeah, solid. Those two persons, solid. But even though they put in the effort to get it done, at the end of the day, still, there was something inside of me that would not. I just couldn't get it done for so long. The fear had a hold on me. I just couldn't get it done for so long because I just never felt ready to do it. All right, the last and final reason is because of fear. Because of fear. Because fear pretty much fear pretty much took up a lot of space inside of my brain. Fear took up a lot of wherever fear goes in your body, that's where fear was for me. The fear of driving on the road. I was fearful because of an incident that happened while I was learning to drive. So because of the incident that happened and how it was dealt with by the instructor in the moment, maybe just over it, and I had like literal physical, what you want to call it, like a physical reaction when the fear took over me, or when the anxiety got to me, where I would literally freeze up when I feel like I'm gonna be in an accident, which it was which I know now was just poor judgment, like thinking that a car was closer than it actually was. Yeah, and I just freeze up. So that was what caused my fear to take root in me. And I wondered if it was a situation where I was used to the idea of having a therapist or going to therapy or something, if it would have helped me maybe, but that cost as well. And I was the one paying for it, and I would have needed that money to go to the therapy. So I don't know how that would have worked. In any case, you would also think that because I am a Christian or because I'm a faith, and there are so many songs, like a million and one song what talk about being not not be how does there are so many songs about fear. There are so many songs about, you know, not being given a spirit of fear, or fear is not my future, or something or something or the other about fear. At the end of the day, it was more of an emotion in the moment. It was more of an in the moment situation, because every time I sing those songs, I'd even start singing them in doubt, because I say to myself, say, boy, yeah, sing this song, and at the end of the day, you still have a problem and you still have the issue. You're going to still go back out there and still afraid to grab the steering wheel, still afraid to go up on the road. So I don't know if you want to call that self-sabotage, or I don't know what it was, but that was messing with me too. And I don't want to say, maybe at some point in time it may have had me feeling like, you know, God, why this taking so long for me to get over it? And if you are my God, and if you are really God, and I trust you, and I have faith in you, and I believe in you, why this will take a hold of me so long, for so many years? But at the end of the day, it seems like it was just not my time. It just wasn't the right time. But at the end of the day, no matter what mindset I had or what I went through for any season, guess what? In the back of my head, I still had the desire and still believe that I would drive well one day. I still believe that I would overcome it, you know. That's why I said it was just timing and nothing more. Because I can't really give a clear and full explanation as to why it takes so long. Like, nobody would understand, or there's something you wouldn't understand unless you go through it. So today, I can be here looking at all of you and telling you that there has to be other things in life that are like that, where you feel like everybody is moving ahead and you still the same place. Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, and you're still the same place. But you have this desire inside of you, and you feel like you're gonna get there. You don't know how, you don't know when, you don't know what, but you're gonna get there. Just keep working towards it. So in working towards it, that's why I kept on renewing the license. Even though I was spending money, that's why I kept on observing other drivers. That's why I kept on, you know, trying to pay attention when other drivers speak, or trying to pay attention to car related tips or tricks or whatever, you know. And it's good to have a supportive set of people around you, because my father teach me to change tire, and teach me how to, you know, everybody in my household taught me how to observe certain parts of the car and what was here and what was there. So it's like I was being taught so many things outside of the issue that would eventually make me have no reason whatsoever to not go forward. It was like they had done all they could when they did all of that, and it was just left up to me at the end of the day, you know. And when we're ready, they just ready, and I got it done. Toodles.